again. I am here with my Amish son hat on today. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? What up? What up? And what up? Welcome to another episode of Journey of a Jackass. And I am your host, Diya Shakoor. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal couple weeks. Man, the weather's starting to change out here, all right? So make sure that y'all kids is out here getting their vitamin C, their zinc, they're getting you know that all the essential vitamins and minerals, and start cutting down on all that sugar intake. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, it's another week of the show. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing all right. You know, tonight I have a very, very special guest on here. Artist, entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? Connoisseur of the finer things. Joining me tonight, Miss Toya B. A lot of y'all that in the DC area know already for all her beautiful paintings, her works of art, her painting sip or painting party events and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And when I said she got skills, she got skills. And fellas, we gonna dig into the weeds if she's single now, but she looks good. She looks good. So this is not one of the ones you want to listen to on Spotify or Apple Music or iTunes or none of that stuff. This is one of the ones you're going to actually want to watch the video. You know what I'm talking about? Got to get flowers when they do. Right? But I hope everybody is prospering, man. Election season is almost over with. I can't wait for this time of the year to be done and over with because there's a lot of nonsense, a lot of BS. Not BS that people be out here going through, people cutting family members off and all that stuff for this bullshit. When their party really give a shit about the people. They're going to take your tax money and do what they want anyway because they forgot that they work for us. So if you then cut somebody in your family off because of this political BS, man, you better get your shit together and rekindle that family bond because that family member gonna show up to your funeral. These politicians ain't coming to your shit. You understand me? Now, with that being said, right, we got a beautiful artist on here tonight. So I think a good name for the show is In Living Color because she lives in a very, very vivid color, right? So with that being said, since we talk about painting and stuff like that, story time with me. All right. Story time with me. Now, look, doing painting sips is one of my favorite things to do. I love doing painting sips. I love just sitting around painting and stuff like that. It's because I was a badass kid. I used to take crayons and draw all over the walls. Got my ass beat a bunch of times for it. You feel what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Now, I would go in there and be coloring all over the wall and stuff like that. They're like, what you doing? It got to a point my parents used to start whooping my ass and start pushing dressers in front of where I would color at. It was bad, right? So then they start giving me coloring books and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Drawing all outside the lines, just seeing if I can fill the whole paper up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about my childhood today because, we talk about everything on here. So I'm going to talk about a bad experience. Since I just moved back up into the DC area, I'm going to talk to you about a bad experience I had at a painting sip. So when I first got back up here, I said, hey, man, I'm going to try this online dating thing. I said, okay, cool. So I tried that online dating thing. And this was mistakes of mine. So I met it like on there. I was meeting different women on the online thing. We was chatting, talking on the phone, stuff like that, right? So it was one lady that piqued my interest. She piqued my interest. I was like, okay, cool. Her profile pictures look good. Everything she said looked good. Her conversation was good. You know what I'm saying? It was good to go. So I was like, man, look, why don't we link up? Go get some coffee or something like that. So you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of, see each other, stuff like that, whatever the case may be. She said, yeah, we can do that. I said, okay, cool. Right? So we go to the Starbucks. I go there, I show up. Chick shows up. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I ain't gonna say her name. I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, damn, this woman fine as hell. Okay, cool. So my first question to her was like, what you doing on a dating site? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to, find my match because it's hard dating in DC area, which it is. This place is a fucking toilet for dating. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is a toilet for dating. Fellas, I don't know what y'all niggas did to the women here in the DC area, but these women are hardened, bro. These women are hardened. They are hardened. How y'all staying up here dealing with it is on y'all. I know I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here. All right. So anyway, we sat down, sat at Starbucks, man, had a couple snacks, drank, sat there, talk, laugh, chuckled it up, had a good old time. I said, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, this Friday, let's go to a paint sip. I schedule this. We can go down to Muse. I will schedule it. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and do it. So, okay, that would be fun. That would be fun. So I said, okay, cool. Got it. Then, but I told her, I said, man, you sound different in person than you do on the phone. She said, well, you sound the same. I said, okay, cool. Yeah. Blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So I scheduled the paint and sip. We texted back and forth. I'm like, yeah, it started at 7, so I'm gonna be there like 6 so we can get a couple drinks before we get there. I said, okay, well, I'm running a little late for work, so I want to get there right before it starts. She said, okay. I said, okay, cool. So she goes there, and sits at the table, and she's like, okay, I'm here. As soon as you walk in, straight in, I'm here. I said, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get my paint on. I took me a couple drinks before I left the house. I was like, yeah, man, I'm about to feel good. Go in here and do my thing. So I pull up, and I don't drink the driving. All right. So anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. So I drive. I get down to the harbor. I park, and I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, yeah, man, I know she'll be looking good, blah, blah, blah. Because she looked good when I see her at the coffee spot, right? So I walk to the door of the place, right? I walk to the door of the place. I said, hold on, let me go and get my mind right before I go in there. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because the initial meeting was like good to go. Great, right? Good to go. So I get to the door. I walk in. When I walk in, I'm looking around like, where's she at? Maybe she went to the bathroom or whatever the case may be. So I call her phone. It rings. I stand back outside, I turn my back. It rings. I'm like, hey, where you at? She said, I'm right here as soon as you walk in. So I said, I didn't see her when I walked in there. So I said, stay on the phone with me. So I open the door, walk. And when I say this big ass, wisdom tooth, obese, fat woman stood up and turned around, I was like, hey, I'm right here. I was like, who the fuck are you? I did like this. I said, hell no, this ain't the person I went to Starbucks with, blah, blah, blah. So I did like this. I hung up the phone, walked back out the door, and left. And I went and got my car. She called me. She's like, hey, where you go? I was sitting right there. I said, you're not the person that I went to coffee and stuff with. Like, where's that person? Where's that person I'm looking for? She said, well, it's complicated. I said, well, I don't want to hear no complicated. You tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? So she said, well, I go through this all the time. So I sent my friend to do the coffee thing with you, to vet you. I said, well, you should have sent her ass back to come to this fucking date. Because I don't date women that weigh more than me. And this lady was big. Like, nothing against the BBL, the BBWs, nothing against none of you obese women, you pleasantly plump women, luxury size big backs. Nothing against y'all. But I don't want that. I don't want that. So I hung up again, and I said, anybody that I texted, I said, anybody that lie about they look would lie about anything, right? So she comes waddling out behind me while I'm going to the car. Boom. She's like, no, you really can't leave, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So her friend came around the corner. I said, what the fuck is going on? Y'all playing games. You know what I'm saying? She said, no, don't do this to my friend, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, hell no, both y'all crazy. You crazy, you big and crazy, and I don't want to deal with none of that. I got in the car, I drove my ass back across the bridge, sat in the house, kicked my feet up, and started drinking. And guess what? That was my first experience trying to date here in the DC area. That's why I say this shit sucks. They still catfishing in 2020 fucking two. This was in 2022, I think. And they still out here fucking catfishing. Ain't nobody got no time for that shit, man. For real. If you can't be who you are, don't be out here fucking dating. And that's story time with me. Man, I think it may have been 2021. I don't know. But it was the first one I went on up there and I said, what the fuck is this? And then after that, it's just been hardened woman after hardened woman after hard woman after hard woman. Like, we don't even make it to the date. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you no more. All right? Because I'm a fun-loving person. If you can't tell by now after all these episodes. But anyway, yeah, I got catfished, man, on my first date. She was sending a cute friend. And then she would come in there. And then it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. She had the little Rottweiler tail. Like, it was like a short little ponytail with the rubber band on it. And she was real big. She was missing a couple of teeth. I was like, damn, if you can be big, at least be cute. She wasn't even cute. And that's story time with me, man. Y'all cut all this fucking catfishing out. See? All because I love to paint. All because I wanted to go sit down and paint. And do the visual arts and stuff like that. Pay attention to the people and draw inside the lines. I get catfished for trying to do something that I like to do. God damn it. So that's story time with me. Now, this week, speaking of painting, this week, I have entrepreneur and artist connoisseur. Artist connoisseur. I'm talking about this woman has a skill set. Like, you know how Liam Neeson had a skill set in Taken where he went to go find his daughter. This lady has a skill set for painting. When I say she can draw, she can paint, she does all that stuff. Man, this lady, she should be rich. Miss Toya B should be rich and famous. Her stuff should be displayed all over the world right now. So with that being said, I'm going to bring in artist and entrepreneur, Miss Toya B. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, now you see how my love of painting almost messed everything up for me. I almost stopped liking painting because of this.
No, you got to paint about your feelings about what happened to you. That's what you do.
Man, it's gonna catfish me. I was like, man, what is this? And it's like, the ladies that's built like a strawberry. She was built like a strawberry. It was bad, like small little legs.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, small little legs and a big old upper body, shit like a V. It was bad.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. Not at all. I'm like, dang, what's going on out here, man? So anyway, how you doing?
I am doing well. This is the end of my day, which felt like nonstop until I sat down to do this interview.
Yeah. So look, fellas, again, make sure y'all check out the visuals. 10 out of 10, 5-star rating. All right. Make sure y'all check out the visuals. So anyway, so tell the people who you are, Miss Toya.
Oh, okay. Well, I am a simple girl, DMV area, born and raised. So I've never been anywhere else other than, and specifically Maryland, because somebody did say, how you going to claim 3 places? But if you know, it's the DMV. You ain't really trying to give people too much information, catfishing and stuff. I have been an artist for as long as I can remember. Extremely self-taught because I just picked up a paintbrush, and I think the first thing that I painted was probably a portrait, and just out of pure curiosity whether or not I could do it. It was a Valentine's Day gift that the person never got, but I let them take a picture with it, but they never got it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I've been a cosmetologist for about 14 years. Yeah, and I own a podcast. Oh, go ahead.
So now I'm saying you a cosmetologist, so you painting on the board and you painting people's faces. That's why these women be out here looking funeral ready because of you, right?
No, I bring life into the face. I don't be. They're not casket sharp with me. Not that.
Yeah. I'm like, and then it be looking bad because they be all pale from the neck up, and then like the neck down. They move the wrong way, and it look like it's
it don't match. Here. You can't be Morticia and people out here. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even a fan of makeup because it's too much pressure for a female to like remember not to not you gotta hug people a certain way. You can't touch your face. Like it's too much pressure. I'm like, I don't
So,
got time for
so
that.
and I said this multiple times throughout the years, right? I firmly believe that Black women shouldn't wear makeup. That's not made for us.
Hmm.
Well, not for me. I don't wear no damn makeup, but I don't think our women. I don't think our women should make it because we have a natural beauty that everyone is trying to emulate. When the Black women
Hmm.
have a natural beauty that every other race is trying to emulate. So why do we want to add or lighten our skin or blonde our hair and stuff like that? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? To emulate these other people that want to be like us. I don't get it.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I would say focus more on skincare than makeup because ultimately it might break you out. You try and cover up. You can't really cover up like bumps and acne. You can't cover up texture with makeup. So it's gonna look crazy anyways.
Yeah, I would say because it be some ladies out there. I'm like, oh, they look good. You get close, and you can see all the little craters and the appointments for the dermatologist that be needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, even some dudes because it be dudes out here wearing makeup too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what you wearing that shit for? Like, I don't get
Mm-mm.
it.
No. Drink water. And I don't even say that I'm like, oh, water cures everything, but like drink water so you can heal the things that are wrong with your skin and your body instead of trying to put makeup on over it. And I speak that from somebody that like in high school tried to do the makeup because I had acne. I got bangs to cover up like my forehead acne, and then that it cleared up with the bangs with the hair product in it, but then went to my cheeks, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing I can do about that. And then when you're a teenager, it ain't nothing you can do anyways, other than
Yep.
let the hormones do what it do.
Yep, and that's a fact because that's one of the things. And then when it happens at one spot, it don't just like when it starts somewhere, it goes everywhere. It just start breaking out. That's why
Hmm.
like literally, I'm going to the dermatologist because I get like hair bumps and stuff. And once I get them, they be like everywhere. I be like, God, I'm
Yep.
I'm about to get rid of this beard.
Hmm. It's a funny fact. That's actually why I chose to take cosmetology because I took it in high school. So I took it my 11th grade and my not sophomore, my 11th grade and my senior year. Was junior and senior year because I felt like I mishmashed it. But I took it those years because they had dermatology in it. And I was like, you know what? I don't like what my dermatologist is telling me. I think my primary care doctor was like, use Dove. I'm like, that
No,
don't help. That's not gonna help me.
Dove is
Um,
Dove is the worst kind of Dove. All those scented soaps are like the worst kind of soaps you can use on your face.
hmm
Yeah, I was like, man, come on.
Then the dermatologist, it felt like a guessing game. But they're like, oh, well, try this. I'm like, yo, can you like take a skin graft or something? Like poke one of these bumps, get some DNA, like figure out
Figure
so
it
I
out.
can stop playing the guessing game. I was like, so you know what? I'm gonna go to school and then I'm guess through my own trial and error, kind of healed my skin. And like I said, hormones, you gotta let it run. You gotta let
Yeah.
it run
So
because it
so
just
so is there because you are uniquely talented when it comes to painting. So there's no correlation between cosmetology and painting for you? Like the lining, straightening, straight edging and all that stuff. Is there a correlation between
mm,
that?
no, actually, well, I mean, I think it is because there are certain things that I would say I'm particularly good at. So if it's like the eyes, if it's the hair, like I'm going to be kind of a stickler for perfection because I know what the hair strand actually looks like. I took one art class in life, and that was just so I could be a full time student to finish up my degree, which was not art. But it was business. It was art. And then what he told us was like planer, lining, shading. We had to do like a self portrait from looking at the mirror. We
Uh-huh.
also would go to the like the plays that were on campus and basically try to paint the people from like emotion.
Uh-huh.
And I would say it's that. So it's like certain features about it give me that range. But then other stuff is just like from life. I'll say that art class really taught me to be able to look at a moving object and like made my brain start to trigger like what
Well,
the light is, what the line is, shadows, where it would actually be in a picture.
uh-huh. Well, you know what though? The business worked out for you because you're a business owner now. You did before I cut you off. You said you own a podcast studio as well,
Hmm.
right? Oh yeah, well I need to come over there and put in some of that work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do some voiceovers.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, I be doing all that stuff from home. I'll be like, people like, man, can you record this commercial for me? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for you. Blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Hmm.
hi, do you like your underwear straightened? Neither do I.
I said, like, wait, huh? I was like, I hope they're relaxed.
Yeah, relax. Anybody want no starched up underwear? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not a good. That's not gonna be a good feel. I can't even say a good look. Who cares what it looks like? It ain't gonna feel good.
Nope. And so now with you said you started painting when you were younger, right? So
Well, I
when you
started art when I was younger.
when you were younger, so at what point did you decide, well, this is something that I want to pursue full time? Because I know you work with Art Bay and you do like the art at night events and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Like you are one of the the key personnel here. You're one of the leaders of the new school when it comes to painting here. So it's like, what, like at what age did you say, I want to do this full time? This is something I want to take seriously.
I would say probably 2018. I think I kind of knew instantly as soon as I started. Like I said, I started painting later in life, but I've been doing art related things since I was a kid. But 2018, because I kind of fell into doing the painting tips when one of my coworkers who was a hairstylist, she had just got her senior cosmetology license, and then
Mm,
she wanted to have a paint party, and somehow it was like, oh, let's sell tickets. And of course, me, if I'm interested in it, I'm gonna kind of go all the way in. So I had the easels, the canvases, the paint brushes. I started watching videos of other people doing it. I love to go to like paint night. Well, I think they're yay makers now, Muse Paint Bar. And
mm,
then from there, because we were already kind of in the thick of it, like
yeah.
I was like, okay, we're going to rent out the upstairs floor. So when you're kind of on the hook for something business related, this lady is like, oh, I need $400 for you to rent this floor. And I'm like, $400? But the tickets had sold out. Like I had a lot of family members that just kind of came in,
Believe you. Yeah, they
believed
believe.
in it. I mean, like great aunts came through, third, fourth cousins came through, and so we had a packed house. And it was kind of like, I don't know if this event is going to sell. And then like final hour, and then like I just felt like so blessed by the fact that I'm like, dang, I didn't even think y'all was paying attention to me. And when it's sold out, and then they came to the event, and I just saw like them light up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like art is bringing these people together. Like my mom isn't she's kind of a homebody. So she
Yeah.
has these family members that she loves, but she doesn't see them. So now it's like, okay, I get to bring her with her great aunt, or yeah, I guess it's her first aunt, but it's my great aunt. And just to see that interaction, I was like, oh, I want to continue this. And if I can continue it like through art, like art brings people together, it just kind of like,
Yeah.
once you can bring something from your mind into fruition, it's a really hard feeling to not want to
And this
replicate.
and it's one of those things that I'm glad I met you though, because like you brought up Muse and stuff like that. Like and I know you are independent black business doing your thing and stuff like that. But you go to places like Muse, sometimes I feel like they're overpriced and you don't get enough for what you pay. Same thing with Pino's Palette, out by Dulles and stuff like that. There are other little paint bars where I feel like you go to and you just don't get you go in there and it's just like there's not enough attention paid to the people that's painting and stuff like that. They just kind of follow me. Okay, is everybody good? And then your stuff be looking all ugly, and they don't even try to come help you fix it. They be like, until you already halfway drunk.
Mm-hmm. See.
So and they had a place in Springfield Mall as well, but it didn't last long. Every time I went there, it was always empty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this: this is 2018, when the pandemic happened. How did you handle painting when the pandemic happened? When everything shut down, it was just you, your brush, your paint, stuff like that. Like, were you active painting? Were you sitting down gaming a master plan? Like, what were you doing? The to take that
So
edge off. You know what I'm saying?
So I was active painting, but like the pandemic for me was awesome because it was the shift from being like, I guess you would say commercial artist where you're doing paint parties. And it sometimes when you're a paint party instructor, it feels like, but am I like being a true artist? Because you're making paintings specifically for the purpose of teaching someone how to replicate it. And then it was like, okay, I'm in the house. One, my job kind of stressed me out. So I was a little happy to like not have to be at that from like 2018, 2019, 2020. I was like, oh, I can't stand working at this place. Now I'm at this other place, but I'm at work with my door closed. Then pandemic time. Now I was like, oh, I'm going to get focused. So I was actively painting, but that's probably when it was like, I want to do this as an artist, not just a paint party company. And as many art collectives as I could find my way into, I joined. So I joined Black Girl Who Paint. And that was something where they taught us about like how to get into galleries, how to get into shows, how do you present your catalog. Now, of course, I didn't have a big catalog at that. So I'm still like learning. I'm like, okay, be an artist. But if you're going to be an artist, how do you make you money? How do you need to package yourself? And then I joined another art group. It was called, oh my gosh, what is it called? Oh,
How you gonna forget the help? Yeah.
I did. It was called because they changed their name, but it's called Affluent Artist. And so Affluent Artist was basically teaching you how to sell your artwork on Facebook. So it was also art, but it was more so like the digital marketing of it. So how do you track down a person who say is interested in ballerina paintings, black and white, and how you kind of cross reference who your target is. So you're not just out here like painting stuff that you feel you don't have a market for, really you just don't know how to find them. So
And that's you know what's crazy about that? I had to go through the same thing because I've been a lifelong writer, but I didn't have any intentions of writing no books. But during the pandemic, I sat down, I just started knocking books down. Right. So what happened? Only I started writing because I told somebody I was on a podcast. I told them I was gonna write a book, and everybody started laughing. So I said, "Oh, for real? Don't worry about it." And I started writing books. Boom, 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 boom. Now here I am. My next book, 6 books about to release. So it's like I'm like boom, 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 boom. So I found my focus during that time as well. So that's why I was saying. Now the marketing part, and like it was hard to market it digitally because social media is all we had. So that was a plus. But I'm one of those people that need to be around the people. Yeah, I think you kind of seen that and felt that. Like I need to be around the people outside to put my product in people's face. But digitally, I never like now I have people help me out with the platform marketing and stuff like that. Something I should have did back then, but I didn't, right? So like who was a defining factor in helping you with that? Like what group or who in your life helped you like, hey, this is the way you need to go? Because it took me a long time to get that.
No, honestly, not self-facetious. I'm gonna say me. That just is what it is. I'm gonna say me because I feel like you ultimately really have to have the drive, and then you kind of have to get out of your own way because, like, if you're not teachable, and so a lot of those things, like they were teaching you how to do stuff, but you know, if you have a bad habit, like I do, of remixing everything, like you're like, okay, I'm gonna borrow for this, I'm gonna borrow from that, and it's like, no, girl, just follow. Here, you just follow the line. Like, do it how they tell you to do it. You will succeed. Deviate once, you see you need to tweak it or something, but follow the line. Because ultimately, my immediate family wasn't really into art. They didn't really understand it. They were like, well, the events may not be selling, or what if people don't think your art is good? But it's just like the fearful nature of I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to put yourself out there. And I'm like, well, I ain't really worried about that. So.
And I feel that all the way with the family. I got a bunch of fat niggas in my family. And I really, really hate to say this. Sorry to all my fat niggas, because I've been on y'all neck tonight. It's fucked up thing to say, but fat people don't read. So and when I say this, right, because it's a healthy habit. A healthy habit like working out, reading, meditating, something that like something I like to do, like something that people with healthy habits like to do. Fat people don't read. So, and I know this from selling books. I would be out there selling books, and they were like, it's the people that's more trim, little after that regular average bill stuff. They would come to the table, they look, see what they got. Fat niggas is one by and go to the food truck. They be like, oh, what you got over here? What you got over here for free? They take like a little wristband. I'm like, wait, man, you ain't taking my shit, man. Fuck. Buy something.
See, now I think I will correlate that to people who are more conscious. Like they're health conscious, they're like more progressive, they're intentional about what they're doing. So they're like, If you
Yeah,
slim down your body or you get yourself in shape, because no, fat don't necessarily mean that you out of shape.
yeah.
But you slim it down. You want
What
to
what
read a book,
it's healthy
stimulate your
habits though.
mind.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. It's healthy habits though. Like when I say that, like when and if you look at the majority of our community, like black folks is our community, and they say all the time, if you want to hide anything from a black person, you put that shit in the
put it
book.
in a book.
You put it in the book. And I'm telling you, so when I see people, black folks actually come into the table buying books, or I see them going to you doing art stuff like that. These are healthy habits, and I love seeing that in our community, right? If we can get all the rest of the ignorant motherfuckers on board, we would be good to go. But it's not for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Everybody don't want to outlet like that. Hence all the drinking, drug abuse, unhealthy eating, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shit. But when I say that, people think I'm crazy, but I'm like, no, this is me actually being outside selling books for all these years. I look at the demographic of people just buying my shit. Just like you look, that you know what I'm saying. You look at the demographic of people that's actually at these art galleries walking around.
Mm-hmm.
That's walking around there because one is walking. These
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers ain't doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like, oh, that's too much. I don't want to do
that's too much.
that.
I don't want to
But
do
you know what you don't talk about enough?
that. What's
Skinny
that?
fat people. Okay, because there are
Yeah.
skinny people that like in their mind, it's like, girl or guy, you can walk. Like, but in
Yeah.
your head, you thinking fat thoughts. Cut it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, cut it out. Cut it out. So I preach healthy habits, right? All this
Mm-hmm.
I talk about like going to get your colons checked, going to get your body checked, headaches checked, and all that stuff. But I also preach healthy habits. Like, hey man, look, we about to go on a walk. We about to do this. We about to do that. And then like I cruise a lot, right? So especially on these cruises, I would see, especially us, mainly us, black folks, you niggers, I be seeing them on the ships and on their little scooters. And I would say to them, I said, I know your motherfucking ass can walk. Get up. And you just being lazy because this ship too big. They be like,
Mm-hmm.
and they be like, ain't nobody about to be doing all this walking today. I like, there's somebody who really need that shit. Get up.
Yeah.
But okay, no more big back, luxury size people shaming today. I ain't shaming y'all, but I'm just letting y'all know. So there are some of y'all that do read, but there's a lot of y'all that don't.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Skinny fat people too. Skinny fat
All
people too.
shapes and sizes. Yep.
All shapes and sizes. All shapes and sizes. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of, oh man, I ain't got the time for it. I'm like, everybody got 30 minutes out the day.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with walking through an art gallery, looking at art, picking up the art, supporting art, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a healthy habit. Walking around those museums and putting your eyes on, putting your eyes on work that somebody actually sat down and put they hard time into. Like, come on, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's all beneficial to me. I feel like, you know what I mean.
It is.
So
Yeah.
now with now let me ask you this. So you've been painting all this time and stuff like that. What is one of your most notable accomplishments in this art game?
Mm, I'm gonna go with doing well. I've only have one mural under my belt right now, but a mural. It is publicly seen. It's in Soltarian, which.
That's my spot. That's my spot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I go there all the time. Matter of fact, Chris, I supposed to be helping him write a book. Me and been talking and stuff, texting back and forth. I supposed to be helping him write a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was well, I want to say March of this year made a year of it being up. It was done through Art Bay because Solterra was one of the restaurants that will always come out to their events and like food trucks and things like that. And so, they made their deal how they made it, and then the head of Art Bay kind of put out the filler to say, well, we're looking for female artists. I'm not sure why they chose female artists to be the choice, but four of us linked up, and to me it was like a really dope experience because for me my experience with females is that they are catty, but that was not at all the experience of this. So like it broke down like several thought processes that I had or something. In 2020 I was intentional about be like, I'm going to connect with females. I'm going to connect with females. It did not work in 2020. That's a story I can tell you later about why it did not work. But
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's like, I give up on this, but it's fine. I just hang out with the guys or by myself. But in 2023, we did the mural. I want to say it took maybe about 2-3 months, and it was just a real dope experience of like putting together our ideas. I have a very childish mind, so if you tell me, basically the only thing that they told us was we need you to do a mural, and we want the food items to have like human characteristics. I was like, what you mean? And so then my sketch was like, I just got a bunch of ideas about how I want to do this. And then we looked at like the Soltarian food menu and we're like, now how can we do this? And we all made our own individual murals and then we meshed it together. So there are pieces of that mural that were originally in the draft sketches that each of us submitted. And yeah, like it was a dope experience just to see it go up there. So like if you go to Soltarian, you see Coolest Cucumber, which we ain't got a picture to show you, but if you see it,
Well,
that's my
okay. Now I know because I go there all the time, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I met him at the I think I met him at the Taste of DMV, and I said, man, a vegan soul food truck. Okay, boom, 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 like a vegan fast food place. So I went there. I can tell y'all right now, if you eat enough of that shit, the big bags I'm talking about, you will become one. It is healthy, but it is healthy, but it's fattening. It's good though.
It's
It's good.
good.
It is good as hell. For
But
sure.
I started trying to think in my head. I was like, what is it about their food? I think I figured it out. But let me know if you can go with me on this. Okay. Like
Yeah.
Soultarian takes like the parts of the non-healthy food that you love, and that's what they build their food around. So like the little oyster fried chicken thing, I was like, it's the crispy part of the chicken. It's like that is like tastes slightly like burnt-ish, but it's like that part is good. And then they
Yeah.
got those little ribs, and I was like, because some people like to chew on fat, and I was like, people do like the little fat on ribs. Like it's all that. It's like it's a sensation. It's like you be okay.
And then they make the mushroom subs like it make the
Uh huh.
with the like the second cheese be like with mushrooms. They use jackfruit and
I love the po'
eggplant.
boys,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
the po' boys.
I love that they explain to you what it's made out of. Cause like me, I'm like, I've tried to do the vegan thing a couple years ago, and there just were not enough options for me. But I don't like tofu. I'm like,
No,
look,
no, I don't like that either. And so fun fact, right? So the first 18 years of my life, I'm retired Army, so I did 20 years in the Army, right? So the first 5 years of my life, I mean, the first 18 years of my life, I was vegetarian. So I didn't
mm-hmm.
eat, I didn't eat my first piece of chicken or burger until I joined the Army, right?
Ooh.
And so I did that time. I came back and then I got to like 240 pounds. And last time you see me, you tell I ain't no 240 pounds. I've been working out, got back down,
Uh
right?
huh.
So I changed my diet. I started on pescatarian for like 6, 7 months. And then I went straight back vegetarian. So I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
See.
so yeah. So I go in there. It's discipline, and it takes a lot of stuff. Like when I go to restaurants and stuff, I have to piece meals together for sure. But I always
Mm-hmm.
do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta, if you were to try to do it and not go to restaurants, you gotta like meal prep
And
heavy. Or you just gonna be eating a lot of raw vegetables or like sauteed, like quick stuff. Like I wouldn't be one of those that I need like to turn some weird thing into chicken. I'm like, look, you can give me some buffalo cauliflower and I'm cool. You ain't got to lie to me.
yeah,
You ain't got to trick me. Just make it taste good and I eat it.
yeah, because like it's costly. The transition is costly. Fruits and vegetables cost more than a pack of hot dogs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
so, and even when you go to certain places, like I go to Everlasting Life and I get a meal, because that's a vegan place. You go to Everlasting Life, a meal there is like $20. Soultarian, a good meal like 15, $16. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You go to Doda's, a good meal like $12. I know vegan junk food. You go to vegan junk food, you get like a sandwich like $20. Like it
Mm-hmm.
costs. It costs.
Yeah, because it's healthy food. But I feel like once you just learn it, it becomes easier. I can do it when I'm at home. It's harder to do when you are like out and about traveling places if you don't immediately have it. 'Cause my go-to used to be like French fries. I'm like, but if this French fries was fried in burger or chicken grease, it's
Yeah,
not vegan.
yeah.
So
And now it sucks for me when I cruise. Because when I cruise, literally, I go out that joint and I'll be like, man, dang. And so I'm eating. because I'm drinking all day when I go on cruises.
Mhm.
Because I don't drink. I don't really don't be drinking like that here at the house. So when I get out there, I drink cognac with my pancakes and my waffles. You know what I'm saying?
See.
Early in the morning. So I'm trying to soak that shit up with fries and pizza all day, not really eating no real food. So I'm glad
Mm-mm.
that some of the cruise lines are kind of getting hip. Like they got veggie burgers and stuff like that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I was like,
Gotta have
man,
some alternatives.
it was rough. It's been rough few years. I can tell you that.
Yeah. But
Uh,
cruises and resorts are hard in general. Like I be leaving off there like I can't wait to go home and like eat some other food. Cause I be like that all inclusive. I'm like, I don't need this breakfast sausage. Like it be the same thing. It's like, can I have some fruit? And if I go
yeah.
to a tropical place and my fruit is not sweet, I'm upset. I'm salty. I'm like, why?
Yeah. And what's the
Why?
the days we would get the port, right? And people like, man, when you're not gonna eat no breakfast on here, I said, fuck no, I'm eating on the island. Because the food is better there. It's gonna be fresh, raw.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be this bullshit, this chain bullshit that they feeding us on here. So and
Yeah. It's been
I'm
imported in from everywhere. I'm like,
yeah,
nah.
I'm good on that. So
Go into the city.
half the dudes that's on the ship, they be cooking look like they ain't showered in a couple of days. All that fucking shit y'all talking about. I ain't eating
Mm-mm.
that.
You know what scared me though? Because I went to Cancun and you know how they say don't drink the water? And I'm like, y'all putting ice in my soda. I don't know if I should trust this. I don't. I was like, I don't even know if I should shower in this water. Cause it's different. Like I went to Aruba and they're like, don't get bottled water. The water is 99.9% clean. You can drink it. Go to Cancun, completely different story. I'm like, look, I'm just
Uh,
trying to get home alive.
yeah. Now Aruba is one of my favorite places. I went to Aruba this year. Actually, that was
Mm-hmm.
because my birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and I was on an 8-day cruise, and I first I was actually in Aruba, and we was there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. So I got a chance to do a lot of shit, a lot of shit,
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Man, and Aruba, I just laid on the beach. Like it was peaceful. We went like in May, so it wasn't super hot outside. Only thing that would get you was the sand. Okay,
Yeah,
because one time the breeze blow in and it's all nice, but then when the breeze blow the other way, you getting smacked in the face with sand. It's like I don't know which way to lay.
yeah, and the people will try. I ain't gonna lie, and the people will try to get over on you too. I was like, man, take us to a nice beach, and they take us to the same old shitty beach. I was like, oh, we don't want to go to this beach. Take us to a nice beach, like take us somewhere on the other side of the island. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and then they would do that. Then we get over there. Then when we get to that place, they're like, oh, you want jet skis? 130 an hour. I was like, ain't nobody paying $130 an hour. But
Mm-mm.
I give you $45 for 30 minutes. What you talking about?
Man.
Like you gotta negotiate. They be like, and then for some reason, just because we're American, they be like, oh, we got weed, we got this, we got this. I'm like, I don't want that shit, man. I got a good
Mm-mm.
job. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Not about
Man,
to risk it all.
I ain't about to risk it all. But yeah, it is. It's crazy how the drastic change between there. But people been partying in Cancun for so long. Now people starting to go to other places like Aruba, Dominica, Dominica, like Trinidad, starting to go to Costa Rica, Colombia, places like that. But even growing up, everyone like, oh man, we're going to Cancun, we're going to Cabo, we're going to Cancun, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to Cabo. I was like, man, for what?
Mm-mm. I'm
It,
ready
it,
for my cultural experience.
yeah, for real. Like, let's do something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then people start going to Tulum. I was like, for what? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm one of those people because like I've lived all over the world. Egypt, I lived in Japan, Korea, Thailand, Europe. Like I lived everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Been all 50 states. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I tell people, I'm like, man, y'all really don't know that culture is so much better other places. Like y'all just have to go there and immerse yourself in it. You know what I'm saying? So, like especially people they've been in the DC area, they've never left. I know a lot of people they've never left this area, been here their whole life. And I'm like, bro, the world is way bigger than this. Like y'all really don't
Mm-hmm.
understand shit. Y'all think y'all complain about the world, but this is the only world y'all know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm like, hey man. Now, would you relocate? Would you relocate to help your artwork grow or your cosmetology business grow?
I would. I mean, I'm kind of for the longest time. I think I kind of stifled myself because I was like, I don't want to have a big. I didn't want a big clientele because I'm like, with that comes responsibility of like you gotta be here. People like, oh, I got this wedding coming up. Can you? Did it? I'm like, look, I got one off day, ma'am, and I'm not coming in here for you. Love you, but no. And I didn't want that because I was like, I want to be free to like move. I kind of want to go where life leads me. And so now I'm at a place where I'm like, you know what? Whatever it's meant to be, it is going to be. So if the opportunity presented itself for me to like travel, move, go, I'm like, I have passport, will travel at this point because that is essentially the lifestyle. I wanted something that left me where if I needed to take time off, I could take time off, and I don't gotta ask nobody to take time off.
Oh yeah, exactly right. So that was one of the things, like, because I have two sons. One is in college now. He's 19. My youngest is 16. And I was like, man, he about to turn 17. He about to graduate in 26. And I was like, man, once he's done, I ain't want to work no more. I'm just gonna sit around and write books and stuff and travel. So with me saying that, right, I'm gonna be more immersed into traveling around, selling my books and stuff like that. And I would feel like with the talent that you have, there's a calling for you in places like Europe. There's a calling for places like for you, like places like New York. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like in places they have a very, very like Italy, Spain, places they have a very, very deep culture in artwork. There's a calling for you there.
Yep.
Would you venture internationally like for long periods of time to get your work out there?
I definitely would, and that's actually funny. It's like, so a lot of my artwork is Afrocentric, so that is where a lot of my following is for my artwork. It is in those different places, and even a part of the art collective that I was telling you about. One of them actually did. She moved out of the U.S. to go be in Paris to do like a. I'm not even sure what you would call. Well, I guess like a residency. So she's doing an art residency out of the country, and I'm like, that's when I was like, oh, it's real. Like anything is possible. You don't know where life is going to lead you, but because nobody knows until you're in it, like how heavy and how serious art can be and how fruitful it can be. Because most people are just like, oh, it's fairy tale. You just drawing pictures. There are a lot of artists, but it's always starving artists, and that's not true.
Would you relocate your whole business? Would you stop doing cosmetology just to do? Would you relocate your whole business, like have a storefront and everything, or would you just focus solely on art?
Probably both. So I actually have clients that come here from Portugal. So I know that there is a need for wherever I go, like art, especially with cosmetology. Like, would I stop it? Yes, at some point. I never had the intention of. I don't plan to retire, like be old enough to retire and still have been working behind the chair. My focus has always been like, that's why getting my cosmetology license at 17 and then studying business is like, I want to put people in place. Like, I would love to mentor younger stylists and then let them run what they're going to do. But then just even with that, like, there's African American people everywhere. They got dreads, they got nails, they got hair. If they're coming here, like they're hitting me up and being like, "Hey, I'm going to be in the area. I can't find a hairstylist where I am. Can I come to where you are?" Especially you said the military, because they're stationed everywhere.
Everywhere. And you know
Yeah.
how hard it is when we was in Korea. You know how hard it was to find a good barber. We used to go to the PX and get them old ugly as high and tights because that's all the Koreans knew how to do. Like you know what I'm saying? In Europe, and then in Iraq, in Kuwait, in places like that. In Kuwait, luckily, my dog deployed with me a couple times, and he cut hair and he would tighten it all up and stuff like that. He made a killer cut. He made a killer cutting hair in Iraq on our second deployment. I'm about a killing. Oh my goodness. So
Yo.
let me ask you this. So do you have kids, married, or anything like that?
Nope.
so now let me ask you this. Now that because you are an entrepreneur, you're an artist, entrepreneur, podcaster, stuff like that, a businesswoman. Do you feel like that has stifled you from doing those things?
No.
No, is it
No.
go.
I was gonna say, I mean, at this age, like I'm only 32, y'all. I don't want to have kids. Like I have children clients, so no. I keep telling people, I'm like, if I'm gonna have kids, like honestly, I would have to stop doing children's hair because like it's a lot of energy. just in that room. But then as far as the guys go, most guys are like, "Oh, you're an artist, artsy. I like you." I think it's more so fetishizing that like art
Yeah.
person.
They
Um,
like if your imagination is creative in this way, it's imagine like it's creative in other ways as well. If that makes sense.
mhm. Yeah, that's where their mind goes. And then I think more so is finding someone that either doesn't get intimidated because like the art thing is one thing, but to be an entrepreneur, you got to find somebody that is not intimidated by you or
Yep.
like someone that really understands like this is not something that I do. This is me. This is a part of
Yes.
me. So you have to accept it as much as anything
So,
else.
and I agree with that, right? So I've been saying this for years, and women didn't understand it. I like it is difficult for me to date a woman that just works a 9 to 5, and I'm gonna tell you why it's difficult. Because if you get off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you get off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you go home, you kick your feet up, you cook dinner, you do whatever, you relax. At 5 o'clock, at 2, because I work from 6 to 2:30. When I get off at 2:30, I'm going to the gym. I'm doing networking events. I'm going to set up my next move. I'm record my show. I'm doing it. I'm checking on my properties. I'm doing like different things. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would say that, and then women to say they can handle it until that them Saturdays come when I'm out doing events or them Sundays come and I'm at networking events or I'm out selling books. They be like, well, you always busy, blah, blah, blah. You ain't got no
Hmm.
time. I'm like, well, I explained to you that I'm not gonna always be free and available when you want me to. So I get it.
Yeah. And it's like you gotta make and but I'm a person like my longest relationship was long distance initially because I was like, I got stuff to do. Like I was in school. I was a
Yeah,
cosmetologist. I was like, I don't want somebody that just wants to sit up under me all day. Like I want you to have your own passion, your own stuff to do so that when we do spend time together, we're not just staring at the wall. We're not just watching TV, but like we're actually enjoying each other's company.
company. Yep.
And therefore we don't need that in abundance. We
No.
need it to be purposeful.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And that's why I'd be like, man, look, I'm like, I understand that you get off at this time, you get at this time, or you want to come see me at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Okay, that's cool. I got it. But understand, my day starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting up, I'm meditating, I'm going on a run,
Hmm.
something like that. I'm starting my healthy habits. And then at 6 o'clock, I'm starting work. Once I start work,
Hmm.
I'm going. Like I'm going, and I'm taking care of business all throughout the day. I don't have time to sit around and play like you do. You go work
Hmm.
you work your 8 hours and you want to lay around for the other 16. That's on you. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and it's funny. It always used to be a transition because I used to, it's messed up. Now I'm going to preference this by saying it is not because of the size of the person, but I would be like, I can't date a fat guy, and I would say that because I am active. Like I like to rock climb. I like to do stuff, and this was like transitioning from like I used to be a hairstylist part time, but I would be in the office most of the time. Like so, if you're an artist and you are in an office, it means your brain is just
Yep.
you have energy that is balled up and it's like well I gotta let the energy out somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm like axe throwing. I always wanted to do active things. I was like if
And,
he just gonna want to eat all the time this is not gonna work.
it's not
Like
for me. And that's
I'm
the
gonna be
thing.
bored.
Exactly. So I do this thing every year called "This Is How White People Die." Right. So
Hmm.
I swam with sharks. I bungee jump. I skydive. I'm a certified skydiver. I can jump on my own. Axe throwing. I climbed Mount McKinley. I ran marathons. I did the running of the bulls. Um, what's the name? I'm going to Antarctica in February. So it's like
Hmm.
I things like that. Like I'd be like, then I got to do a base jump. I got to schedule a base jump. I done hang gliding, zip lining. I done deep sea diving. Like if you name it, I do the joint. I'm gonna do when I get to Antarctica. I'm doing the polar plunge.
Hmm.
So it's like I do this thing like this is how I do it because like I've been in the military and stuff like that. Sometimes I think that's one of the things that carry with me is being like a adrenaline junkie, still wanting to feel the rush of doing things and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Skiing, snowboarding, man. And it's funny because I got my youngest son into snowboarding and he loves it. He be like, "Come on, Dad, we going out to Massanutten?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Come on, we go out there for a weekend, snowboard all weekend."
Yeah, and it's funny. We got a lot in common because I definitely want to do. So I had a YouTube channel. Need to get back to it, honestly. But my YouTube channel was like following the back end of me as an entrepreneur. So how I developed. And then there's the podcast, which is more so talking about people in the art space. But I wanted to do another YouTube channel or YouTube segment. It's called Toya Tries It. Because
Uh,
I just thought, like, I can't ride a bike. I was like, you know what? But I'm not afraid to try to learn how to do it even at this age. I can
yeah.
skate, kind of skateboard, but I cannot ride a bike. I
Uh,
need to
uh,
learn.
yeah, look, ride a bike is easy. Though once you start, man, it's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I remember the first time I learned how to ride a bike. I was young, and I was riding, and I was riding down this real steep hill, and the brakes went on the bike, and I couldn't get it to stop, and I ran into the back of the neighbor's car and twisted my handlebars and broke my thumb, and I went running in the house. Ah! And then my dad looked at it, saying that wrong, head and smacked it. I said, "Look, Dad, look!" And it was all dangling. He said, "Where's your bike?" Then the neighbors came knocking on the door, like, "Your son just broke the back of the car, blah blah blah." And he's like, "You ain't riding your bike no more." And I said, "No." So when he left after I got my thumb fixed. They I went in the backyard and I fixed my handlebar and I was riding. The joke was all riding sideways and everything. But I took it and some old heads helped me fix it. So yeah, I'm my first
Mm-hmm.
experience riding the bike, and I just been good ever since.
My first experience. So when I was younger, we lived on a hill. Actually, so we were on a hill, but we were not at the top of the hill. So you got to track with my I don't know what my brother's logic of this was. Anyways, my brother takes me outside. Mind you, this bike. So we got bikes for Christmas, and I think those bikes probably stayed in the basement for like a good 2-3 years, right? And eventually, my mom is like, "So y'all just not gonna ride the bikes?" So I get the bike, still got training wheels on it, and my brother decides, let's go up to the top of the hill. And then I get on the bike, and he's supposed to be holding on to the bike, and he let it go. So where does Toya go? Flying down the hill. First and last time of me trying to ride a bike. Second experience coming back home from daycare. And I think I was on the back of the daycare provider's daughter's bike because it was my mom's friend. And somehow my foot gets caught up in the wheel. And I'm just like, well, you know what? It's not for me. There are other things in life. Like if I don't ride a bike, it's okay. And yeah, I ain't never gone on a bike since then.
I've had worse experiences on a big wheel. I remember we was speeding down the hill on the big wheel, and we was going so fast that I had to take my foot off the pedal, and my brother was on the back, and I turned it, and we both flipped off on the concrete. He caught himself trying to run, landed on his head. I was all skint up all of my arms, the side of my face, and we went in the house. Our mother and father just looked, and was like, what the fuck was y'all doing? Like, y'all got these go to the emergency room? We were sitting there all bleeding and shit, and they just like, what? And then then it was rough back then. So they was like, there wasn't no peroxide, not in my house. It was alcohol and iodine. Come on over here. Y'all don't want this pain, you about to get it. Pour that iodine right on it. I still got little wounds and stuff from that.
I mean, battle scars is great because I definitely would have to try something for me to stop doing whatever it was. I used to fall down a lot as a kid, like swinging on the porch, but the porch got the little broken thing, fell into the trash can. That was on Halloween. Trying to move a TV fell on top of me. It was a lot of like, stop doing this because I was like, you know what? I didn't die, so.
Yeah. Now, we we're at the segment of the show where I have some questions.
Okay.
All right. So let me get a bit here. Readjust my hat. I just have a few questions. You know what I'm saying? If you want to answer them for me, just a few questions.
Can I plead the fifth?
You can plead the fifth.
Okay.
You can plead the fifth.
No incriminating questions, okay? Because police might be listening.
No incriminating questions. All right. Question number 1. Harris or Trump?
Harris.
Why?
Because Trump is a little bigoted. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of both of them, but I would give her a chance before I give him a second chance.
So you would live in 4 more years of this economy?
If it don't get worse, yes. Because I'm making do in this economy right now. But if it's going to get worse, then
All Okay. Harris. Men in the girls' bathrooms. Got
Mm-mm.
it. Okay. Okay. So Harris. Okay, got it. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 2. Now, what do you think would be worse for America? A nuclear war or an alien attack? And why?
I mean, I'm gonna go nuclear war. Probably because I don't necessarily think aliens exist in the take over the world type of way. I'd be more worried about demons than aliens.
Oh yeah, that's a good one because there's some real life demons out here for real. I
We
think
see knows.
yeah, I think a lot of people that be out here committing these crimes and stuff, I think they be possessed for real. Like
Mm-hmm.
or they be getting brainwashed by the CIA or whatever the case may be. But that's a story for another day. But I think a lot of people that be committing these crimes and doing all these heinous acts, because I know some of the guys that get sent to death row said they don't even remember doing it.
Mm-hmm. Those demonic spirits is real. I watched the podcast and it talks about soul ties, and I was like, "Yep." It
Yep,
was the girl was freaking out, and I'm like, "That is what a soul tie is in real life. When people act like they don't know what it is, that people doing crazy stuff."
yep.
And
Hey, that's what I say. Yeah, y'all gotta watch who y'all put y'all penis in, fellas, because that shit transfers.
mm-hmm. And
You know,
girls, vice versa. Don't
hey
do
girl,
it.
don't do it. Well, do it a lot, but just protect yourself.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So nuclear war, yeah, because nuclear war, you never know. You never know. But I don't think there's no country close enough that they can that would hit before it's detected.
I don't know if they got over here for 9/11. I think they could. I hope they don't, but I would be more afraid of that because what defense do we have from that?
From aliens? Like
No, for the nuclear war. I mean, the aliens. You might be able to whip their tail because they still an alien. Like they do some weird stuff. Like, what type of aliens are we talking about? Because there's levels to aliens if they exist.
we talking about the Independence Day ones, the ones that come with the big ass weapons.
How he survived?
From
He
Independence
hid.
Day.
Uh huh.
Independence Day, no, Independence Day. That's the one where they came and the green light came out the big joint and it was blowing up all the major cities. And they shot a nuke at it and it didn't help. Remember?
Mm. I don't know because we got the Men in Black aliens too. So I don't know.
Or you ever see that movie Skyline where the aliens win? The aliens win.
Mm-mm.
They start stealing all the people and shit. And the aliens won. They came in and eradicated the whole human species except for like 100 people.
So they just killed them. Like
They
did they torture them?
they took them in. They took them and took their brains out, and they put their brains into alien robot machines and used them to fight war.
Was it a quick death?
No, they suffered. No, they suffered.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna go with nuclear war because if I see it, look, if it's an alien and it's coming, I might just go ahead and hit the delete button on my like, look, you not about to torture me because if I can't whoop your tail, then
yep, yep. Because and especially being in the DC area, so yeah, I kind of understand nuclear war. Okay, so question number 3 is that nuclear war.
hmm
Okay, question number 3. So you know who Bob Ross is, of course.
yeah.
Bob Ross, like he was a painting mastermind, a genius. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bob Ross was in the Air Force for 20 years.
hmm
Yeah, I was like, man, let me find out. I was like, okay, cool.
It's a lot of military people got talents out the wazoo. They don't even know about it because they're not
Yeah,
actively doing it.
yeah. I didn't know that I was going to be doing the stuff that I'd be doing because I was doing music while I was in the military. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and I got really kind of big with that. But yeah, that's the story for another day. So Mr. Rogers, right?
hmm
Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. Who do you think will win in the fist fight?
Mr. Rogers.
Why Mr. Rogers?
Cause he got what was he on PBS? Weeda. He got all of them behind him. I think he win.
On Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
He got the neighborhood. Like,
He
yeah.
got the gangsters with it. So Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them was like really, really mellow. But it was something about Mr. Rogers that made me feel like if he was in a room with you by himself, like he would probably try to kill you like Jeffrey Dahmer style.
Oh
Oh no.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Rogers,
Mm.
yeah. I
I
agree with
wouldn't
Mr.
want to be in a room alone with even one of them, to be honest. But
Just a tone of their voice is kind of creepy if you think about it. And they used to talk to us as kids, man.
mm-hmm.
And man, I remember Bob Ross, man. People used to, I'm the old heads like, man, I just get high and just watch the painting channel. I was like, the dude with the bush.
Yo, but I like Bob Ross though. I think that may it's not where I got my painting style from, but I think
Mhm.
it's where I got my instructor style from. It's probably from Bob Ross. So I'm like, I want people to look at these paintings or think about these paintings and draw from that. Like I don't want y'all to just be like, okay, I'm gonna draw the Afro lady. Like, no. Like there's a reason
No,
these shadows and these shades are in this painting, and I want you to get it. And they do
yeah,
get it. So learning how to break it down, talk to people. Especially I got told that I got told that actually like this 2 weeks
you
ago. So I was like, you had the temperament of a preschool teacher. And I'm like, thank you.
no,
But
yeah,
when you're
but
instructing adults,
you have a radio voice though. You do. You have a radio voice.
hey,
You
whoop,
do.
whoop.
Yeah, you have a radio voice.
I'm proud of myself, and I think my high school self will be proud of me because I tried out for the broadcast team, and it's funny. The in, the head of it, but he was also my music teacher in elementary school. But then he was my high school drama teacher, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think I read the announcements, and then I said Maryland, but of course I didn't say Maryland. I said Merlin, and I'm like,
Merlin. Yeah. Dictation.
mm-hmm. And he was like, listen to you. Listen, I was like, that made me so insecure. I was like, hold on.
Hey, what's that? What high school?
Crossland. Go
Oh,
Cavs.
oh, yeah. Crossland. I went to Parkdale,
I
all the way on the
think,
other
do you
side.
play them? Do you play them? Because sometimes we had the long distance games. So I know we went away. We went to Baltimore. We went to Bowie. We went to other places to go play games. But yeah, no, I had like cheerleader roots all 4 years of high school. But it's weird when you're a cheerleader, but like you're unpopular. It's like,
How and why? Looking at you now, I don't understand why. But
yeah, yeah, you do. People are haters. That is it. Look, they're like, I was the quietest little thing. I was in the corner. I wouldn't bother nobody, but that right there made people mad. It's like I don't understand why guys like you. Like you're not even trying to get attention, but you're getting attention. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, please no one talk to me. Like leave me alone. I would go
yeah.
to school, cover up my cheerleader uniform because we had to wear the sweatpants and we had to wear the uniforms. I'm gonna zip it up. I don't want nobody to see it. One of my friends had to take my jacket and ran off with it. They're like, stop hiding. I'm like, I'm not hiding, but I don't want people gonna talk to me. I don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, no, I was not popular in high school. It's weird. It's like it took me a while to be like, oh, I was bullied. I'm like, not really.
But
People are haters.
you blossomed into the rose that you are, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I blossom into not giving a crap because there's nothing I can do if you have a personality people are drawn to.
Yep, and
And
that's
then
yep. Because I'm a very very outgoing person, and I'm like they be like I've always been like that, but now I be like, oh yeah, no, I don't even care no more. I stopped caring a long time ago.
yeah, plus people will try to trick you out your spot, and that's what it is. Like if you're like in a leadership spot or a mentor role, people are like, oh, you're too loud, be quiet, or you're too this, do that. And it's like I am embodying everything that God made me to be. And if you don't like it, tough cookies for you. I hope that all the milk is spoiled and they stay tough.
Okay, next question. Okay, okay. They said the world only started with 4 people. If you go back, they said the world started with 4 people. So, what do you think came first, incest or inbreeding?
I thought you was about to ask me who the 4 people was. I was like, after Adam and Eve, I don't know. Incest or inbreeding? Wait, what? Ain't they the same thing? No, they're not.
Incest is the act. Inbreeding is actually having kids.
But they had to do it first. They had the kids. I'm like, wait, what? It's like the egg or the chicken type thing.
Yeah,
Like, wait a minute.
yeah, because they went into the cradle of civilization. They said the world started with 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
I mean, I don't remember him saying that. Wait, the world started with 4. So who were the 4 people?
I don't know.
So they just made them a kid.
I don't know. I see some scientists say that.
I'm gonna go back to Genesis then because I was like, wait a minute. I know they talked about who their kid was, but I feel like whenever, okay, so I've never read Genesis all the way through because that's just
Long.
that's a lot. Who begot who? I'm going to glaze my eyes over. I tried it. No. But every time I hear them talk about their kids, it's like lines down. So I'm like, dang, who was the first kid?
I don't know. So what do you think? What do you think it first? Incest or inbreeding?
I'm a go. So incest is the act, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with the act because like that's how it is. A stork didn't drop them off.
Okay.
That
The incest.
I'm gonna Google this when I get off here, but my phone is what the camera is on.
Okay. Last question, right? No, I got one more question after this. What is the dumbest thing you ever Googled?
Dumbest thing I ever Googled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I Google smart stuff. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, if it was dumb, it was probably because I was typing something and then I thought something else and I started typing something else, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was.
Yeah, I think I Googled one time cannibal vegetarian zombies. And I was like, this shit didn't make no sense. Like, what did I just look that up for? And then some Reddit shit came up. Like somebody else had looked this up before. So I was like, oh, I'm not the only crazy motherfucker in the world. Like,
I will say I do get sidetracked if I start typing something and I'm like, what is hold up, click. I'll get sidetracked and then like go down a rabbit hole or stuff. But I don't be looking up dumb stuff. I look up questions I want to know. Where is this? How do you make this? What's the equivalent of this? Just like quick stuff. I'll be like, I'm not about to use my thinker for this. It's what Google's for.
Okay. Last question I got for you. Last question. Right? 24 hours a slave. Right? 24 hours a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Or surviving 12 hours trying to escape from the KKK.
Am I hiding?
You trying to get away?
Like, for the 12. Okay, but like 12, but I'm away. Like I'm escaping. So you said trying to escape. You didn't say that I escaped, but I'm gonna put that I escaped. So I'm gonna go with the 12 because I just can't have nobody trying to beat up on me.
But you a pretty mulatto colored woman. You would be the slave master's favorite.
Nah.
He would use you for breeding. Toya.
I'm gonna put glass in his food. He gonna die tonight. Cause no.
You would work in the house.
I'm gonna put glass in his food. I'm good.
And the missus, the plantation wife would hate you. Like, you keep bringing that niglet in here. I'm tired of you, Jimbo.
I'm putting glass in her food too because when you said 24 hours a slave, and tell you a fun fact about that. So, have you ever seen 12 Years a Slave?
Hell yeah, that was a good ass movie.
Okay, so I saw that movie once. The first person that I went to see it with fell asleep.
Really?
He fell asleep, and I'm just like mouth open. He's snoring, and people's looking at me, and I'm like, "Don't look at me because I don't know him." So this, We were classmates, and I'm just like, I can't believe I went to the movies with you. And then the second one was the person I ended up in a relationship with him for 6 years after this, and it is a shock. Okay, because when I tell you what he asked me, you're gonna be like, what? So I'm telling him about this movie. I was like, yeah, I went to go see this movie. And so he was in North Carolina. So he comes back up and he's like, oh, well, I'm going to be in town. Do you want to go see 12 Years a Slave? And so in my head, I'm like, if I just told you I saw it already, why would I want to go see it again? But I said, yes, I go see it again. I was like, maybe it'll be better without the person snoring next to me. So I
Yeah.
go see it again. And at the end of the movie, he said, so how many years was he a slave?
Oh, hell no. What the fuck?
I like, what? It's in
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, three things about that movie that was so fucked up. It was fucked up how he got abducted into slavery. I was like, damn, they got that man drugged up and drunk because he thought he was going with the carnival, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was trying to escape, my man Dr. Strange was like, Platt, though you are an exceptional nigga, they still going to kill you if I don't get rid of you. I got to send you to the slave master breaker's house. I was like, damn, he called that nigga an exceptional nigga. Throw you an exceptional nigga, Platt.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, the slave master was like, that's my boy right there. And y'all not taking my nigga up there. It was like, the dude was like, he's free. He's free. And like, you know what I'm saying? So when he got back to his family, it's like, it's so fucked up because his daughter had kids. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, he was gone for a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throw you an exceptional nigga, Platt.
It make me mad, but I get two scenes mixed up. I get Django Unchained, and that one makes. And I don't know which scene it came from, but whichever one that lady threw that bottle at the black lady's face, that mess makes me mad. That had to be like the worst scene for me in a slave movie. I was like, because she threw a bottle at your face, and you can't whoop her ass. Sorry, you curse.
No, you're good. Hey, man, this is an open platform. That was 12 years.
I mean, it is a curse word in the name of your podcast, so you know.
Yeah. And that was 12 years a slave because she's cut her face too.
Yeah, that made me mad, and so seeing it twice was like, oh,
yeah. She's like, just kill me, Platt. Just kill me.
Mm-hmm. And didn't she drowned herself? Didn't she?
Yeah, because Misty. Her name was Misty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm glad you answered that. So you would rather do the 12 hours running away than to be slave master's mistress for 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't like that.
Well, that was it. That was the end of that segment. Now I have that question. Yeah, you made it to the end.
Whoop, I stand by all my answers.
Now, Toya, tell everybody where they can find you at.
Yay. So you can find me on Instagram at a couple different places. You can find me on Instagram at Toya BE Creating, very proper, very demure. You could also find my art company at TBC Paint Studio. And if you're looking for a podcast space, you can find me at TBC Content Studio.
Oh yeah, one more time for the people so they can hear you in the bike.
Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for art, then you can find me at Toya BE Creating. So ToyaBecreating. If you're interested in paint parties, you can find me at TBC Paint Studio. Also tbcpaintstudio.com if you want to skip and go to the website. And if you're looking for podcast space, you can find me at TBC Content Studio.
Oh, yeah. I hope y'all took all that information in and y'all better use it. Y'all better use it. Yes, indeed. Well, Toya, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. It was a fantastic interview. I'm glad you came on here, and we definitely got to do it again.
Yay! You got to come on mine. We got to talk about all your authoring and all the other wonderful things that you were doing. We didn't even tell them how we met.
Doing the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Didn't even talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We met doing the event. See?
Yep. Get out there and network, people. You never know who you'll meet.
That's right. That's right. And that's right. Well, thank you for coming on tonight. I'm gonna send you all the links and everything and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I got to get this show rolling.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming on.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that was good. Great show. Look at that. That's a damn good show. Damn good show with Toya B. Man, I'm telling you, y'all need to check her out. Her work is really, really good. When I say it's good, it's good. I stamp her work. It's good. Now, moving on. I know that y'all been beat me up about community events. So, community events. I'm gonna keep talking about this community event, right? The Small Black Business Expo, November 30th, from 11 to 7 p.m. at the Showplace Arena. Okay? Community event for this week is a Small Black Business Expo, November 30th, from 11 to 7 p.m. at the Showplace Arena. All right? Y'all make sure y'all come out and support. It's gonna be entertainment, DJs, it's gonna be all the vendors that you need. It's gonna be beers and stuff there. It's gonna be food there. It's gonna be a exquisite event. Great event. So come on out and check it out. You feel what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Now you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, come on out. Support. And that's the community event for this week. Yeah. Today was a good ass show though. Gotta bring Toya back. I'm at the see if I can get her to come on and be the co-host. You know what I'm saying? So the read of the week is my new book. I pulled it back down and revised it. The read of the week, because I reread the whole thing again today, is Masters, the story of Elmer. Right? I pulled it down because I was gonna make it dual book, but I was like, no. I pulled it down and I combined everything, and I read the whole thing again. And I can tell you right now, Masters, the story of Elmer, is an excellent read. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm not tooting my horn, but it's an excellent read. I'm letting you know it's an excellent read. Masters, the story of Elmer by me. It's about a black superhero that was created during slave times. He was being lynched, and while he was being lynched, he gained his superpowers, and he went around the South freeing slaves, and killing slave masters. So, yeah, good read, good read. When I say it's a good read, it's a good read. Masters, the story of Elmer, written by me, and that was coming soon. I'm doing the I had to send away so I could get all the final edits and stuff done, whatever case may be. But Masters, the story of Elmer. Masters, the story of Elmer, written by me. Masters, the story of Elmer. Yeah, written by me, man. Y'all gonna like this book. If y'all like all the other ones, you definitely gonna like this one for sure. You definitely gonna like this one. Kind of, it's got a lot of twists in it for sure. Whole lot of twists. Y'all know how I get down. Especially if you read Betrayal of the Black Bastard and The Grand Scheme of Life. Even as I stand corrected, y'all already know how I get down. So let's go. Now, with all that positivity that we just did with the read of the week and the community events and stuff, now we gotta get to the dumbass of the week. Fuck is you talking about? All right, so this week's dumbass. Last week we talked on a teacher that violated a young student, right? was having inappropriate sex with a student. This one, he was a black male. This week, we got a Wisconsin teacher, white lady. I don't know what make these fucking teachers think they can get away with touching children, having sexual relationships with children, fucking children, sucking children. I don't understand what is going on in a pedophile ass mind, right? Guess what? It's a cold jail cell waiting on them. Cold jail cell waiting on them. Cold jail cell waiting on them. Where she's probably gonna be getting hit with the plastic pipe. Now, when she goes to jail, I hope they put her in there with a lady boy that still got his part. Since that's what they got going on in them states up there. They put the men in women prisons. You know what I'm saying? And he's a big old fat dude that just sleeps on the top bunk and climbs down and mounts her unwillingly. I don't want to wish her to get raped. I don't. But at least he can beat her up because he identifies as a woman. Shit. So, what's bad about this one, at least the black guy in Texas was messing with some chick that was 16, 17. That was wrong. But this bitch right here was arrested for making out with an 11-year-old. An 11-year-old. What in your grown adult mind say making out with an 11-year-old is okay? Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. What in your adult mind say making out with an 11-year-old is okay? Tell me. I want to know. What make you think it's okay to sit down, put your arm around, and make out with an 11-year-old? And it says she made out with the student in a classroom. So there are going to be additional charges handed to her for prison. She may spend the rest of her life in prison because of this, because there are other charges in the classroom, right? So if she's convicted, which she will be convicted, but she's not going to get life because she's a white lady, pretty white privilege, right? So the allegations came out that the 11-year-old, that the parents had discovered the 11-year-old boy text messages between him and her. So the dumbass of the week is going to a teacher, Madison Bergman of Wisconsin. You filthy heifer. Making out with an 11-year-old. The parents discovered text messages between her and the boy, featuring conversations about inappropriate encounters they allegedly had in their classroom during lunch periods or after school. The teacher wrote she enjoyed the child touching her and making out with her. The teacher said she enjoyed an 11-year-old touching her and making out with her. What the fuck is going on in this world? What's worse is that she was engaged and she was about to get married. She was literally about to get married. The boyfriend called the wedding off, as he should, because he ain't about to be sitting around waiting for no pedophile to come home that's never going to be able to work again while she rotting away in prison for making out with an 11-year-old. She about to get everything that she deserves, everything she gets. She about to get all of it. All of it. All the smoke she wanted, she about to get. And for that, Madison Bergman, Wisconsin lady, for making out with an 11-year-old, you are getting dumbass of the week. Fuck is you talking about? Fucking stupid. Fucking dummy. Fuck is wrong with you? Motherfuckers is out there goddamn out. And she's not an ugly woman. I'm looking at the picture. She's not an ugly woman. But something ain't clicking. Something's misfiring up top. Stupid motherfucker. Bitch is dumb. And that's my dumb ass of the week. All right, y'all. So, no travel tip this week. No travel tip this week. All right. So, next week, I have another phenomenal show lined up for y'all. I got author Eddie Robinson coming on. And he's going to talk about his transition from being locked up to writing books and stuff like that, man. And he's a great author. I featured a couple of his books on here already. So he's a great guy. And that show's gonna be good. But tonight we had a great show. Y'all make sure y'all go follow and support Toya B, all right? Toya B be handling business. You know what I'm talking about? She be handling business. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all keep supporting. And then again, all the merchandise is about to go on sale. Thank y'all for supporting. For real, for real. Keep listening, keep tuning in, all that stuff. And with that being said, y'all get the fuck out of here. Peace.